was not the first that I killed. John Madigan. I did not see your horrified expressions when I recounted that, but I was told of them after the fact. I would dehumanize myself to you more. They all began when I was 14, I think. I could have been more before that, but that was when I started to feel them up. I killed Braden last January 20th, 2019. I slashed his throat over and over, and then I killed 2 others at a New Year's party that had somehow just gone away. I think I killed him because he represented what I wanted. I desired transmutation. I'd be sudden and steady in my speech. I desired nothing more than to be someone who spoke the fact, and in what he said was idiotically. To be able to bench 3 friends. I desired what Braden was. Jealousy, or maybe ritual. I killed a child once. In Colorado, accidents however that feared the police would find me 3 footsteps of stuff in Denver. He saw me carrying a rifle on my head. To what purpose I was unsure, and I knew he would tell someone. I shot him in the chest. And as I ran to his body, I saw myself from his perspective. Patches of his risen crown flowing in front of him, I could not the child. Could shoot me back, I told him, in that same childish voice and youthfully hold his tears to the sleep. He died anyway. I spent the rest of the day nervously trying to get out of town. I went to the trauma. Then I was serving neo-Nazis, and American in the apartment building. I kept stabbing them in the middle of the woods over and over. They slowed down trying to fight back, and I just kept saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I felt it coming straight on and still. And the winning of it. I was a bootlegger. A pilot touched down. I unloaded a submachine gun into his plane. I remember the mechanical feeling of each aspect of loading, firing, unloading, gun. The first caller made him scream. However, the cockpit fired a second, blinding him but not killing him. The third did it. My underlings, the people who were there with me to unload the shipment, went first. I was 38. I shot a few people in the stomach with it. I got a lot of people in the one time. I was forced to, otherwise they would have stuck me in the look forever. A lot of people who had no business being killed. Broke down the wall even to the outside world. I found everything was in a constant state of war. The teacher holds me to the chest and tells me I can make it a stop. All the pain I've caused. I think greater weapon of the master and out of existence than her in the building I was in. On the line of the great swelling darkness. I tried to make myself fade away and disappear. I found I am only capable of silencing my cerebral radio static for a few moments. I returned to the road. The loop still takes place. This time, I refused to kill anyone, and instead I angered them to their attempt to kill me. My brother tried to kill me with the fence. He came on the corner, loaded hollow points into his cylinder, and he shot out 5 at me, missing each one. He went back to his room, I think the 30-year was my father. I began to self-experiment. I had always had a mind for it. As a child, I tried to bite into sticks of cinnamon before I slept. So I felt the shock I felt biting into gave me strange dreams. I became obsessed with apnea, seeking some strange mystery to bring about more vivid dreams, lucid dreams I could never have that I sought out endlessly. The grand medium composed my own brain, constructing all manner of fantasy from it. I pursued in vain. I am at the mercy of nightmares. Dosages, pollution, time delivery, antidepressants, deep aid, antipsychotics, vitamin supplements, 0.2 milligrams, 50 milligrams, 3 milligrams. Day and night, when I wake up in the middle of the morning, sobriety, drunkenness, awakening, currency. I can exchange brief stability, the influx of madness in my waking world for vividness in the sleeping one. I'm drawn into the splendor of the sleeping world, the sharpest choice, surrealist sadness, deconstruction. The power of the subconscious, the unconscious, the joy of madness despite our exterior judgments. When I awoke one morning, in troubled dreams, I found myself transformed into the body of a 20-year-old with high blood pressure and very little future prospects. Rather than force myself to die of starvation as poor Gregor did, I continued to debase myself. People are fucked up. He's not a note of envy. It should be viewed equivalent to Genesis. Cavalry against the blue canyon landscape, petulant in hand, lying waste to it all, fresh-cooked cans and dead babies layering the walls like ceiling paint. I am wanting to be forgotten, disintegrated in that manner. All forgotten things are disintegrated. Sex is a terrible, powerful motivator. Everyone knew it. The metamorphosis beckons, and under my flesh is the organs and viscera that long to be spread all over the world in a manner brutish, short, and evil. Destruction, low destruction, hellfire, and hellfire. Snare drum sounds out in an uninhabited beatnik club. I sit there waiting somebody. Anyone, the rendezvous that will bring some penance, gun in hand. Demolish it all. Demolish the mother and the father and the dream and the mind. Make it so no object can have reference. Make the idea unthinkable. Make absence of rationality unthinkable. Total negation fascism of the mind so that all of human consciousness is one long radiostatic signal broadcast over this miserable fucked planet. I hope the ship goes down with me. I hope it all fades away. The fascism of the living. The fascism of the dying. The miserable unending fascist death impulse behind it all. This entire production is one masturbatory charnel house of aborted sophisms and concepts to espouse a view of a deluded, paranoid man, and instead affix it onto a crowd of billions. Nothing here is of substance. Nothing here is interpretable. You're about the thousands of little neuron light-ups that went into this writing, and there's nothing but an echoing, wave-ridden sea, dead for ages. You will look at me in disgust for what I am going to tell you. There isn't enough time in the world to drink myself to death. There isn't enough resolve in my heart to eat buckshot. I think despite claims otherwise, the subconscious or the unconscious, whichever you prefer, and the boundless power of imagination are not great arcs bounding towards joy and liberation, but rather suicide. Suicide is the ultimate desire. There's a vast conspiracy against suicide in the sense that the surrealists thought there was a conspiracy against the unleashing of the unconscious. The conspirators are inside the house. Civilization as an entity has 1,000 little measures to prevent it, to criminalize it. The strength of a man who puts a gun in his mouth and some cavalier thaumaturgist of the subconscious are one and the same. I think there's something to be said that one of man's first acts of free will is to kill his own brother, because he could not yet know he could dash out his own brains for wrath. Yet we don't dream of suicide. And if we do, we decide against it at the last moment. In dreams, I always veer to fall back onto a lane. I take a gun out of my mouth, put the rope down, and awaken. The unconscious self seems incapable of fulfilling what his desire the way it can others. Call forth all manner of lust-driven phantasm. Allow us sleeping violence without restraint. Show a world of our greatest wishes. We cannot draw forth the primal end, the most secluded and isolated, with the most powerful desire of all. So we settle. We settle to butcher our close relations. Settle to put a slug through the skull of John Madden. Settle with all manner of carnage against children that frustrate us, friends that we envy, manifestation with our most frustrating fears. So it goes on. The dream needs a living, breathing vessel. The subconscious needs a living heart to pump it forward. It cannot bear itself to die, even in simulated form. A disgusting, pleasure-oriented, tiring, constant denial of its own extinguishment. It cannot bear to be reminded. Let me live a little longer. Let me inhabit that dark and lone space of past and mediocre. When you're senile or mood and mad and you are alone and you are left to moulder in the false sterility of a nursing home, and you creep over every waking moment till you die drowning in the night, the conspirators are inside the house. You awaken one morning after blowing someone's brains out in your sleep and find yourself guilty. You awaken one morning after cheating on the person you love in a realm of fantasy and feel guilty. The people you tell secretly believe you to be disgusting. Neither party knows, or rather they do know, but refuse to accept it, that they are right. But you all wish for that secret final climax, the moment of self-extinguishment that is suppressed from birth until death, the final taboo. In the service of avoiding such desire, we become slumbering butchers, mass shooters, cannibals. We would rather see the whole world extinguished in nuclear hellfire than appease the tranquilizing fantasy of taking our own lives. The subconscious engineers 10,000 years of civilization are to propaganda and extends life of slavering beasts that walk on two legs, archaic dreams of belonging itself. The conspirators are inside the house. At night, sometimes I pray everyone in the world is extinguished at an immediate moment. An unseen mass death, a total exodus, and so someone's with at these things. The contradictions are sharpening. Life is unlivable. The pressures of finance, collapse, of famine, disease, pestilence, organizing psychic assault from the entire world are undoing this epoch's fragile. The world is soaked in blood. The oceans turn red with blood. Rise higher and higher to drown us if we do not take fate into our own hands. One terrible day, man shall dream of suicide as he dreams of flight, of sex, of old friends long unseen. He will choke his subconscious like a drunken father his child. He will utterly shatter himself into 1,000 disparate pieces. Our dreams will only then be like the end of a film, lifeless, flickering lights. What then? I'm unsure.